Tom, good to see you. Thank you for being with us today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Ali. Fantastic. It's a great day.
Excellent. Tom, let's talk a bit about, I spent some time in the last show talking a little bit about African-American empowerment, something that you feel very strongly about and seems to be resonating with African-Americans in South Carolina. What's the issue? Blacks have 1/10 the median wealth of white families in America, about 17,000 versus 170,000. Fundamentally, that's the thing that's broken. That's the thing we have to fix. What are you going to do about that?
Well, Ali, that is the result of literally centuries of discrimination, legal prejudice, and injustice. And you can see it, honestly, when you go and look from policy area to policy area, whether it's criminal justice or housing or education or literally climate change, you see gross racial injustice. And I've been talking about it directly. I'm the person in this race who believes in reparations for slavery. But more than that, I believe in calling it out and dealing with it issue by issue. And I think that it is unmistakable. People are very uncomfortable talking about it. But unless we talk about it and talk about solutions to what's happened, then we're never going to repair the problem. And you bring up the ultimate measuring stick, which is family wealth. But there's so many things that play into that one statistic that we have to talk about, that, I think this is an overwhelming fact of American life that has to be addressed, that we have, refused to deal with straightforwardly for hundreds of years.
Yeah, the beauty about that statistic is it just puts into stark relief what the problem is. But you're right. We have housing problems. Housing is a source of great wealth for American families, and African Americans, starting with redlining and before that with Reconstruction, and before that with slavery, have not had the chance to build up that wealth. We have education funding issues, and we've got entrepreneurship and funding of business issues. You're a businessman. How do you solve that last part about it? What do you do to allow African Americans to grow wealth through business?
Ali, I don't know if you know this, but 15 years ago, I started a nonprofit community bank in California to address the needs of Black entrepreneurs and Latino entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs, to basically support their businesses because the banking community was so prejudiced and discriminatory. We've built that from nothing to more than $1 billion over those 15 years. We measure every single loan on its impact in the community, and it does a lot of things besides just supporting Black, Latino, and women-owned businesses. We've supported over 8,500 affordable housing units in the last 3 years. And it's basically designed where regular banks redline, that's where we go.
You were doing the other, and I did know that, and I did know one of the things that I think people know about you, but they may have forgotten, is before you were about impeachment and before you were a candidate, you were really about climate change. And one of the distinctions that I think we need to draw with climate change, particularly in South Carolina, is that it's bad for everybody. It's worse for poor people of color.
Well, Ali, what I found in working on climate for well over a decade is this. If you start in the communities where people are being poisoned through the air or water, then you get you get the right coalition, you get the right leadership, and you get the right policy. And those communities are overwhelmingly Black and brown communities. I mean, we all know who lives in Flint, Michigan, African Americans. We all know who lives in Newark. In South Carolina, in Denmark, South Carolina, people were drinking water that was making them sick, ruining their kidneys, and killing them. And the state wouldn't give them a water treatment facility. If you go to the Denmark, South Carolinas, and meet the people there and get them in leadership, if you go to Spartanburg, South Carolina, there's incredible environmental justice leadership there. If you start in those communities with those leaders, you get the right climate plan too. You get everything in one package with justice, racial justice, and the front.
Tom, I saw some video today. I'm going to play it right now. I can't say that I know what this is about, but it looked like you on a stage dropping it like it's hot. What's, I don't know if you can't hear it, but you're dancing on a stage. What's going on here?
We were having a rally, and I was having a good time. Ali, I know that seems strange in American politics, that someone could relax and have a good time, but that's all that you're seeing. And actually, it was a lot of fun.
Tom, good to see you, my friend. I hope you have a good day. We will talk again. Democratic presidential candidate Tom Steyer in South Carolina, where he will be spending his day and ending his day.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.